Funding for tax rebates, business grants, education, and jobs were all pitched by Governor Newsom to the state legislature in his $100 billion budget proposal. The budget package would be funded primarily from the state's massive surplus. So what would this mean for the Coachella Valley? I spoke today with State Assembly member Eduardo Garcia. Eduardo, last week the governor presented his revised budget proposal, which included a $100 billion economic recovery package. Tell us your initial reaction to the budget, and from what you've reviewed so far, do you think that this proposal goes far enough?
Well, look, I think what's important to highlight is the opportunity that's before us to make significant investments in places throughout California, including the Coachella Valley, that have been hit hard by the pandemic. Clearly, we would love to make additional investments on very specific issues that are relevant to our communities. But this is a great start, an unexpected amount that has been put forward due to the budgetary circumstances. We'll take it and we'll try to make the best of it to ensure that our areas are invested in significantly.
And how would that money help the Coachella Valley specifically?
Well, one of the things that I would like to highlight is that the majority of the surplus money of the $75 billion, the majority of that will go into public education, community colleges. It will definitely boost our educational opportunities and experiences for the people in our region. Specifically, we'll see some rental assistance, utility assistance, and magnitude, investments that we have never seen before in the state of California. And we also will see some very specific opportunities when it comes to investing into the Salton Sea, $220 million, building on the already $200 million that are being spent out there on the conservation habitat project that's underway.
The reason the governor says that we're able to have this package is because of the $76 billion budget surplus, but the Legislative Analyst's Office estimates that the state only has about $38 billion for that surplus. Does this difference concern you? Do you believe we have enough surplus funding to pay for what the governor is proposing?
We had no surplus funding several months ago. We were projecting to be in a deficit. And so the fact of the matter is that this money has come at the right time. And you're absolutely correct. The analyst has made a clear distinction between what we have available to make investments in and what by law we have to make investments in. As I highlighted earlier, the majority of the $75 billion that the governor projected has to go towards education, community college, our reserves, and to pay down debt. That's not a bad thing. That's actually good investments that we can make for California and still make some significant investments in the areas of housing to address our homelessness issue, utility assistance, rental assistance. And as I mentioned earlier, there are some investments somewhere in the range of $50 million to help economies that are within the tourism and hospitality industry that have been hit hardest, money that could make its way to the Coachella Valley as well.
Of course, when the legislature looks over the budget, changes and compromises are pretty normal. In your view, what do you see as wasteful spending, or where would you rather see more funding dedicated towards?
Well, without a doubt, we would love to see more spending in areas related to the Salton Sea because of the public health and economic implications that it has to the region. But when we're talking about statewide issues, without a doubt, investments into education are always important. Keeping affordability to universities is key. And then at the same time, we continue to invest in our infrastructure because we know that investing into the infrastructure also creates significant amount of jobs in the region, whether it be fixing roads, bridges, investing in parks. So we have a lot of work to do in the next few weeks to come up with a consolidated budget proposal, but I feel good about it because we have some money to work with, and at the same time, we'll be putting some money away for reserves, paying down debt, and of course, investing heavily in our educational system.
And before we let you go, Eduardo, talking about schools, the governor recently showed his support for all children going back into the classroom by fall. He's dedicated billions in his budget to help schools reopen fully. Do you agree with his action and also allowing the distance learning legislation that allows for it in the first place to expire this summer?
Look, I do. I also understand the hesitancy that many of the families in our communities have. But one of the things that we have to continue to promote is people get vaccinated. Until we have herd immunity in our community, I think people won't feel as comfortable as we did prior to the pandemic doing things that we normally did, which includes sending our kids to school every single day. But I feel comfortable with where things are headed as it relates to our educational directives. And I'm hopeful that the investments that are being made in public education, both to protect our students, improve facilities, are going to be worthwhile and begin to see our students back in the classroom. I, being a father of a 6-year-old, certainly eager and excited to see her go back to school in a safe and responsible way.
All right, Eduardo, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.